Peace, Libra rising. Let's see what it is that you need to keep most in mind and heart this week to help everything rise into place. We are going to tap in with an oracle deck for foundation frequency, and then we are going to clarify with some tarot for the fundamental framework for you to keep in mind this week. Let's tap in foundation frequency for Libra rising. Give thanks, Spirit. What would you have Libra rising know for this week for foundation frequency? Tapping in for Libra rising. I hope y'all are feeling balanced. We need y'all balanced. We need y'all balanced. Libra rising. Regret is your foundation frequency. I know that I cannot change the past. I have a belief that we should regard our regrets. What I mean by that is ultimately regrets, or this notion of regret, is something that should be celebrated, because anything that we can look at that we've done in the past that we can say we would not do anymore is because of this notion of regret. And that in itself should be celebrated, because that shows growth and that shows evolution and that shows change and transformation, and that you have risen above something. There's no point in regretting it. It happened because of where you were then. But the fact that you can be like, man, I wish I didn't, that means that you're somewhere else now. Celebrate that, honor that, and ultimately recognize that it cannot be changed. But the more that you beat the drum of this thing, you're actually making something that happened continue to happen. It is happening just by continuously bringing yourself back to that energy of, why didn't, I wish I didn't. Don't do it to yourself. That, again, I'm talking about we need you balanced, Libra. That is going to keep you all the way unbalanced to just be focusing on regrets and I wish I didn't and all of these things. It happened. It was supposed to happen. And whatever is happening now that's good, especially that you feel happy about, that you feel like this is what I actually and why I wouldn't do it that way anymore because this is where I am now. You wouldn't be here right now if you didn't do this thing, if you didn't learn the lesson from this thing, if you didn't have this notion of regret about this thing. So it was all part of the plan. Be good, be good, be good, be good with it. It is what it is. We got to flip out. You got the Hierophant energy. And this is imperative for you to tap into your inner guru. It's good to have these kinds of connections. It's good to have other connections in terms of spiritual advisors, people that you trust, to have these kinds of conversations with, tap into readings, all of that stuff. I'm all about it. That's why I'm here. It is what it is. But when we tap into the inner guru, when we tap in and recognize and realize that ultimately we can seek and search all of these different answers and questions from external sources, but the answer can only come within. It can only come from within, because God is within. When you have found God within, you can never be without. You are only going to find the answers to what it is that you are seeking going inward. So reach out, all of that stuff, absolutely, but make sure that you then go inward and make sure what is actually resonating with your soul and with your soul's mission. That is where you want to tap into. This is why when we do that and we connect, and this notion of regret brings us into this energy of peace in terms of not being able to change the past, and understanding that that's like the serenity prayer, right? Of knowing like what you can't change ultimately, and just focus on the going forward energy. Whatever has made you feel left out in the cold, that is part of the regret, or if you feel like you've left somebody out in the cold, that you did somebody dirty or somebody did you dirty, or whatever the case may be, let it go. If there's anything that you need to do to make yourself or that person feel better, if you feel like you did something that was not right, make amends, be accountable, be in an energy of responsibility in terms of response versus reaction to something. If you feel like you want to try to do something over again, you have the opportunity. You always have the opportunity. But make sure that it is not out of a sense of obligation, guilt, or shame. those are low vibrational frequencies that are always going to keep you in this energy. Again, whatever happened is going to just continue to be happening if that is the frequency that you focus on. Release that, let it go. The Six of Pentacles is an energy of giving and receiving. This is where there is this connection here of augmenting energy. We've got the Five of Pentacles, and then we're going into our Six of Pentacles. Whenever the same cards come through from a 5 to a 6, a 7 to a 8, whatever the case is in the same suit, I refer to that as augmenting energy. Also, when I see the clock, 12:34, 1:23, 2:34, augmenting energy. This is again part of rising sign energy, right? It's only up from here. Everything is rising into place, not falling, right? We say falling into place. Nah, it is rising into place. This is why it's so imperative, again, to know your rising sign and tap in this way. So when we think about the balance, you have your balance in your scale of justice right here, Libra. So you're thinking about what's fair. Something was unfair. Something was unjust. And you feel that sense. That's why you're feeling out in the cold. And this is why the Six of Pentacles is coming in the reversal energy, because you feel like justice was not served. Don't focus on the injustice. Focus on what it is in the moment right now that you can do just to make yourself better and feel better right now in this moment. Yesterday, whatever happened, whether it's this, let it go. Let it go. That is the stuff that, again, it didn't happen anymore. It's happening. So it's a choice that you have to make every single day and every single moment of the day if you are going to allow this energy, which is all about abundance, which is all about being in a position of power, to now give after being in a position of being left behind, left out in the cold. How long do you want to stay in this same energy? Because you're not even allowing your abundance to come through so that you can now be in the position to give. You're keeping yourself in this kind of beggar mode. You're keeping yourself in, this is the energy right here. It's like these two energies that you were in and feeling out in the cold, you're now not cold anymore, but you're on your knees begging for crumbs, right? That's not what your energy is all about. This is the energy of equilibrium, of balance being restored. And only you have the power. Again, this is inner guru energy. Only you have the power to know the answers and to come back out of the situation of whatever it may have happened, whatever happened to you, to come out on top. To be the victor and not the victim. It is a state of mind. At the end of the day, this is like so in alignment. Like the way this is telling a story right now of what was done and feeling left out in the cold, and then now still feeling a little bit down and feeling like, oh, I can't believe that happened. And again, this notion of regret, you want to let that go. You want to let that go because you have a choice to make right now. Are you going to be standing as the victor, or are you going to be the one defeated and be the victim? It's a mindset. Swords energy, number 5 energy, change and transformation. How are you going to alchemize this energy? Put yourself in the upright position of being a giver, even if you have to type into the energy of forgiving, but you can forgive and not allow somebody to be in your space, depending on what it is that was done, depending on what it is that makes you feel a sense of regret. Again, if you're on the other side of this and you're the one feeling like you did something to somebody, then you have to also put yourself in an empowered position to do right by that person. It's going to resonate how it's going to resonate. I do hope that it resonates, but ultimately come into a sense of balance. Again, that's how I started. Libra risings, like this is what your job is. Like you gotta have to maintain the balance and maintain justice and fairness for all and all of those things, but start with you. You gotta start with you and the people that matter, and make sure that you are staying in the frequency of giving, of forgiving, of showing up for people, and making sure that ultimately they are giving and forgiving and showing up for you. Balance has to be restored. So I hope that resonates. If it does, I want you to put the scales of justice in the comments. Use that scales of justice emoji to claim this reading, and subscribe and all of that good stuff, because I'm going to be doing some impromptu lives and I do want you to tune in. So I do hope that resonates and helps everything rise into place for you this week. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. Peace.